Hi, welcome back. So I'm really excited about this one. Hopefully this is the beginning of my very own brand of tools, so keep watching. So I got another lovely package from Crown Tools Sheffield, and they've been supporting my work and videos for a while now. Actually the first ever sponsor that I got, and thank you Ed and Charlotte for believing in me and supporting my work. Now here inside is my very own first prototype of the tool that I want to introduce to you. So but first I have a few other tools inside that I want to show you. I did open this. I had to check the tools, you can't blame me on that. So here, let me just see. So here, this is 12 mil ball gouge, which always come in handy, and these are short handle tools, and getting quite used to these for smaller work. They work quite lovely. So that's one tool, and I did get a lot of, it's actually quite heavy. So here I got almost 2 kilos of tool steel, unhandled obviously. Most of these are M2, maybe M42, some of the pieces are inside, but something like these scraper blades. This one actually is 19 mil wide, 6 mil thick, which I actually do need. That's the only size that of a square inch scraper that I don't have, and some other scraper blades. This is 12 mil wide, and some gouges. This is spindle gouge. I think there is a ball gouge as well inside. So I can adapt these tools for any particular job that I have, or to make or how to, let's say, convert tools to show you on the video. So these are really helpful for that. And this is another ball gouge, 12 mil diameter, cryogenic line, but this is more of a standard length of tool overall. And just for the comparison, this is smaller size, but I find these, and I have the M42 steel that I mostly use on smaller stuff, which you see in most of my videos. So I quite like these for smaller work. I think what's left inside is the star of the show, so let me just quickly show you what they are. So you can see here, and I'll just take them out and show you in just a few seconds the close-ups, and you'll see more about these. So I brought you a little bit closer here. Now these are shear scrapers. Now these were made to my specification. These are first prototypes, so these are for me to test out to see if I want to change something. These haven't been signed yet. There should be my signature, and we'll get to that point. But now I'll unpack one so I can show you a little bit closer. So I took the scraper right out of the package, and this is, like I said, shear scraper, and this is 1 inch or 25 mil wide by 6 mil thick or 1/4 inch thick steel. It's M2 cryogenic, which I've been using pretty much all the time. And this is, you can see here, the profile, and the nose angle here is 45 degrees, and both of the sides, undersides here on the bottom, are rounded over, so you can glide easier on the tool rest. Now this side has been also rounded over because many of you might want to convert this to right shear scraper, and for the opposite, let's say, way, and you don't want to, or you don't need to round this portion over. So, and I went for ash handle, and again, this is first prototype, so this is for me to test out if I like everything, and by the first impression, this is what I'm after. So ash handle, this one is 12 inch long, or that's, I think, 300 mil long, and I don't want standard handle like on most scrapers. which is this one. The black one is 14-inch long. It's a little bit too heavy for this kind of tool, because this is more of a light, swift tool to manipulate on the outside, easier. So a little bit lighter handle makes the job a lot easier. So in this video I want to show you how to use this tool, how to get sort of best out of it, how to sharpen it, or you just have to follow this profile here if you like this kind of profile. If you want to change it for whatever reason, it's easy to change the profile here, and how to get three awesome ways to get the burr here, nice sharp burr. And I have another tool that I want to incorporate with this tool, and I'll show you that in a few seconds. Now there is one more person that I need to pass on the thank you, and that is my mentor Richard Raffan. I wouldn't be the turner that I am today if it wasn't for his help. So Richard, thank you very much for everything, and I really appreciate your help and everything. So thank you for also letting me use this design and this approach, and thank you. So like I said, these are still prototypes, and I would say maybe 95% they are finished, so missing just a signature either on the steel or the handle, and just a few tweaks here and there, but these can be used straight from the package like this, apart from raising the burr obviously. But I want to incorporate one other tool as well, as a sort of a set for this tool, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. It's a still work in progress, so I have to, it will be probably a few months until I get that all sorted out, as well as website. I'm way past over getting my own website done, so that's next in line as well. So I want to get everything right before I announce the final product and show you the final product you can buy. So once again, thank you all. Now it's time to show you how you can use this tool. The other tool that I mentioned is this one here, and that is burnisher. It's a nice quality burnisher, also from Crown. I believe it's M42 steel, and not sure yet about the handle here. I would preferably like as well to be in ash, or in an ash natural color, like on the scrapers here. Now the length of the rod here is way too long. Preferably everything, in my opinion, for the scrapers that we use, half of this should be ideal length. I don't like to hold it, let's say here. I would rather hold it at the handle and have the rod sticking out a little bit out. But that's something to test out for me in the next few months. And like I said, I want to show you how to use this lovely scraper here, and how to get three different types of burr up, and how I actually go about that. And yeah, that's the next stage. We are now at the grinder station, and three steps that I like to use in terms of burr on every scraper that I have. First of all, I use the burr straight from the grinder. That's the first step. Once that burr is gone, then I hone the top with the diamond hone, and then use on the bevel here to roll the hook. And that second burr with the burnisher is a little bit more durable, more stronger burr, and it actually in some cases cuts or scrapes ever so slightly better. Once that burr is gone, I again hone the top, remove any remnants of that old burr, and hone the bevel. That's the third step. And once that is gone, then I repeat the cycle and go back to the grinder. Now the last one, the third option, I can go and do it maybe 2 times. The third time is already a little weaker burr for my liking. Then I go again, like I said, on the grinder, burnisher, then the hone, and I'll show you that all 3 steps once we are at the lathe. Now Whenever you buy a scraper blade, inevitably there are some machining marks like this here. So that's perfectly normal. All the scrapers I have from every company that I have, everyone has these kind of machine marks. Now these are not much of an issue, but what I like to do, and that also improves the quality of the burr that you have, and it's a little bit easier to use. In terms of better usage, if you polish up a little bit better on the bottom, then it glides a little bit easier on the tool rest. And if you polish up a little bit better on the top here, the scraper surface, then the burr that you have is a little bit better. It's more of a consistent burr instead of when you have machining marks. These are all tiny microscopical grooves, and then the burr that you roll is a little bit more like a sawtooth, let's say. So just bear that in mind. And on every scraper that I have, the first step, once I took it out of the package, is use 240 grit like this, or sandpaper, or wet and dry 400. I don't go past that kind of grits, and just place it on something flat like this. And first of all, you can either go first top or the bottom, doesn't really matter. Just place it flat on the table, on the paper, and give it maybe 30 seconds. And you can see now the bottom is a little better polished, and I can do the same on the top. Just keep it nice and flat on the paper, on the table. And here it is, that 400 grit. That's the highest grit that I go, and just place it flat and polish it up a little bit more. So hopefully you can now see a little better polish here, and that will perform really nicely, and it's nice and smooth. It's not like a little rougher texture, so it will glide. Hopefully you can see or hear actually a little smoother operation. So that's the first step that I always do on any scraper that I have. So the easiest way to copy the angle here is you can use the marker here, and let's say mark or paint the angle here a little bit, and then you get roughly the platform. The platform is easiest way to sharpen scrapers. And just place it on the wheel, or sorry, on the platform, and spin it by hand. And you'll see here I removed on the heel a little bit of paint. Now usually I do this since the bevel is already a little bit like worn out from use on the lathe. I would just do this freehand without a marker, but this is the easiest way for beginners to find the existing bevel here. So I need to drop the platform a little further down and test it now. So spin it by hand and just lightly rub it, and now you see here I'm actually more to the top. So just tap it here lightly on the bottom, and that should be pretty much spot on. So that's now here a little bit more biased to the bottom, little tap on the top, and that's it. So that's my platform set to this correct angle here, which is 45 degrees. Now you can vary this angle, doesn't have to be exact. I like to have on the nose angle here on all of my scrapers 45. Now on some of the asymmetric curves it's varying angle, so on the side it's much blunt, and on the top or on the nose is 45 degrees, so it changes. But on this one all the way around is 45 degrees roughly. Again, doesn't have to be exact, it can be 47, 46, 44 or 45, doesn't really matter. This line here is just so you can see a little bit better what I'm trying to explain here. So just mark a perpendicular line or 90 degree to the wheel or on the platform. This should be in correlation to each other. So when I'm manipulating on the platform, the scraper, I never go past on this profile, I never go past this 90-degree perpendicular line. So I always stop around here, let's say around 10 degrees, a little less than that, but never go past that. The reason for that is I want this angle here at the very top to be less than 90 degrees. That way I can go into corner. I can even use this tool to cut a dovetail tenon. So multiple application, but the major one is I can get in a little bit tighter corners, let's say on the foot. So now we can turn on the grinder. Just place it nice and firmly on the tool rest, on the platform. You can just with the right hand just support the weight of the tool, don't force it up. So just nice, steady, and put more pressure on the tool rest here. And you can see that's pretty much spot on the bevel. So this is my finished position. You can see how much further I am away from the 90 degrees. And just a little bit more to go. You can see here still original bevel on the top here and a little bit here on the nose. Nicely sharpened straight from the grinder. You can see nice single facet bevel. Now usually I'm after like maybe 2-3 mil at the very top. It doesn't have to be all this bevel like single facet. This can be undercut slightly even more, doesn't really matter. But this is something that you get from using a platform like this. Now there is another feature that you can do on the grinder while we're here to increase the usability of this area here of the scraper. And again, I learned this from my mentor, and you can clip this corner ever so slightly to get a little better undercutting proposition, let's say, feature, and you can use it then as a decoration. Now you can use it as it is at this stage as well, but I found if this edge is just ever so slightly in, let me just grab a marker. So if I go just ever so slightly with the edge here a little bit in, that gives me a little better proportion here to undercut, let's say, the bead or band or whatever that I'm doing. And also while I'm doing that, this also will be slightly on the angle here. You'll see that in a few seconds, and that just scrapes a little bit better than this stage like this. Alternatively, you can also slightly bevel all of this edge here if you want, but I found this very easy to do. And you can actually make a half round here as well if you want, then you'll get sort of a half bead easy method to incorporate, and I have a video on that as well. So just place it here on the platform and just lightly push it on the wheel. A little bit more. And I should get rid of the marker here, but hopefully you can see this nicked corner, and this is now really sharp corner. It doesn't, this is ever so slightly rounded over. It's not sharp, but it's not rounded over completely, but still it's not sharp as this now corner here, and you'll see how we use that. Back at the lathe, and I have here a lovely piece of ash with a nice figure. Look at this spot here, lovely stuff. Now I'll use a spindle gouge just to rough this down a little bit, so I'll use a wing. and also rough this surface as well. So this is something that usually happens when you're turning a bowl. So you can see marks, you can see a little bit of torn grain here, especially. The way we use this scraper here, and this is standard scraper. This is not your negative rake scraper. So there is a little rule that you have to sort of implement to get the best out of this and not to get a nasty catch. And that is, you want to raise the handle up so it's higher than the tip here, or watch that this surface here that you're scraping, or any other surface that you're scraping, and the top of your tool is less than 90 degrees here. So this, if I drop the handle down and place it like this is now over 90 degrees. So this is a little different angle. So this is the handle flat. So this surface here and this surface, this is now 90 degrees. You want to raise the handle up so it's higher than the tip of the scraper, and now this surface and the top of the scraper is less than 90 degrees. That's the basic rule that you have to follow when using the scraper flat on the tool rest. Now the height of the tool rest, is, if I mark here the very center of the bowl, and I'll mark the center line, which is here. You want with your scraper, when it's in that negative 90 degree, to be on the center line or slightly above that. So you can see here, if I raise the handle up in the position that I'm using the scraper, you can see I'm below that center line. So I want to raise the rest up, especially here on the flat or on the side grain. I raise the handle as I would use the scraper. You can see now I'm at the dead center of the bowl. So dead center or slightly above that is your perfect spot. So this is something that then you would use all the way around. If I want to get the best possible surface on the wood using this shear scraper, and it's named, I get one question, it's a good question, why is it called shear scraper when I was using in the video flat? Then it's basically standard scraper, a regular scraper, which is actually a good point. When you tilt the scraper up on its side, on the lower edge here, then it's a shear scraper and it scrapes a different kind of shaving off. And on this spot here, so if I place the scraper flat on the tool rest and get a few shavings, you can see that's straight across and it looks like a I think Jimmy Clue said it nicely, like a rolled carpet. But if I tilt it up on its side, the shavings are now coils, really tight coils. Hopefully you can see that. It sort of bundled itself but into tight coil, and that gives you a really better finish on the wood. And the same principle applies when you tilt it up on its side to use it as a shear scraper. Again, same procedure in terms of holding the handle slightly flat or slightly higher. So same procedure at that step as well. So let's turn on the lathe. So again, this is using the scraper with the burr straight from the grinder, using it flat first. Again, having that negative 90 degrees, so raise the handle up. You can see that does the job really nicely. So let's go here, and I'm not using much pressure. You don't want to push this scraper into the wood. You let the wood come down to the scraper. So just sort of resting it on the wood. And I'm getting nice cloud of dust, shavings and everything. I'll just reposition the camera a little bit, do it a little bit further out so you can see how the handle and how much the dust is coming off. So I won't go higher up, I want to use the other burrs to shape the ball as well. You can see how this moves, and you watch on the horizon here what's happening in terms of shape. So when I'm using it flat, I can shape or finesse the profile of the ball really quickly, and it does the job really well. So I can use it here as well on the bottom, just to raise the rest. Remember to cut on the, or scrape on the center line or slightly above. And I'll show you the surface. So I hope you can see here the surface is really good, and that's only using the scraper flat. Now I can still tilt it up on the side, which I'm going to do, but first let's pretend that the burr here is gone. So the next step that I like to do, again, this is the first burr straight from the grinder. So what I have here, this is diamond hone, I believe it's 1000 grit or 1200 grit, some of that, and just place it flat on the tool and remove the remnants of the old burr here. So that's pretty good. Now grab your burnisher, and what I like to do is place it flat on the tool. So one thumb here as a pivoting point, let's say, and just hold it here and rub it back and forth across the edge, keeping it again flat. And just by doing with the weight of your hand here on this end will generate, or you actually will extend ever so microscopically steel over the edge. Now the next step is place it here on the bevel and raise it 1 or 2 degrees, and I always start from the bottom and pulling it up like so, never towards down to the bevel, to the bottom of the tool. So always up to the wood, up to the wood, up to the top of the tool. So that's 3 times, and just give it one more time here at the bottom. So that's now a rolled hook, which is a little bit more durable and gives a little bit better results. So again, we can scrape the bottom here. So again, raise the handle so it's negative 90 degree here. And with this burr, it also whistles ever so slightly, and the surface here is really nice. Show you that real soon. Now again, this angle here is less than 90 degrees, so I can go a little more into the corner, let's say. And now we can do this portion. And that's flying everywhere. Just want to show you a little further out as well how the shavings are now flying. Hopefully you can see that really well, and just finish all the profile here. And I'll just show you real quick the surface. So hope you can see the pristine surface that we have here now. So the bottom here, all of these details are nicely scraped, and especially this area where we have a lot of figure, all nicely clean, and especially on this area here. Look at that. So that's using it flat with a rolled burr from the burnisher. Now let's find the troubled area, which is around here. This one area here, which is against the grain, so this portion here, and that's scraped really nicely. The one issue that can arise with rolling the hook, usually what happens, beginners like to, as you saw me here, roll they go maybe 5-6 times, and they really get a really strong hook. Now that can be really aggressive and really grabby, so it likes to jolt out of your hands, and it's not pleasant to use. So once or twice just go over the surface, over the bevel with the burnisher. That's all that you need. So and if we want, let's say, shear scrape this surface, although it's not necessary, you can by tilting it up the scraper on the side. Now this is around 45 degrees, and when you do that, you want to use from the middle point of the scraper width to the bottom here. Only this portion. Never go, when you tilt it up on its side, never go above the halfway point here, because this is in air underneath and it will bang over really nasty. So just be aware of that, and you'll see where the dust is coming from. So again, tilt it up on its side. You can see, or actually reposition the camera. So tilting up on the side, you can see the halfway line here, and just use it below that line. And look at that, how lovely it works, and the surface is really nice. So just go all the way around. I go in smaller increments, squeezing the hand, and that way you're pulling the scraper towards yourself. And with this method, you're also removing a little bit of let's say humps or anything like that. So that's the corner here done. Just now tilt it up on its side. Just remove any lumps, and that's the profile here done. So with this corner here that we removed, now we have this nice sharp edge here, corner, we can use to decorate the foot here. So to use it, just again lift the handle so it's a negative 90 degree here, and just poke this corner into the wood here, like that. And now you have the decoration here. Now you can remove some of this wood here, like so, and with the longer point you can scrape a little bit of this side, and that's your foot, let's say, here, nicely decorated, nice and simple. So you can see that's really, really nice. Now if I, let's say, make a decoration here, what this will allow you to get this nice sharp corner right into the very bottom of the corner. So that's really useful, like so. And again, you can do it, you don't have to notch this corner here, but it really helps if this edge is slightly at an angle like this. But I found this much better option, and once you remove that notch by sharpening, and then you just put another one, and it's really nice, quick and simple. And again, just to show you real quick the surface here, straight from the tool, with the shear scraping mode, you can see that's again nice pristine surface, doesn't need any work at all. You don't even have to sand it. So like I said, I have three options to raise nice clean burr here, and the first one you saw from the grinder. Once that was done, then I roll with the burnisher, which is my favorite, and the last one is once that burr is gone. And the first one, when you roll with the burnisher, the first one is the best. After that it sort of gets duller and duller, and I don't like that, so I use it from the burnisher. Once that one is done, again grab a hone and remove the remnants of that, and find the bevel angle and just hone the bevel. and that will again raise the burr, much like with a grinder, but it will be a little bit more finer. And again, just glide your finger over, and that feels like a nice sharp burr. And you'll see here. And by honing like this, like the third option, it's not as aggressive, and it's much easier, let's say, to control. A lot of shavings on the camera. So again, you can tilt it up on the side. And again, you'll get nice surface. And just to show you, I'm going to sand this lightly with 180 grit. So that was just a few seconds. Hopefully you can see that's all that it takes. We can go with 360, I'll skip 240. I don't usually skip the grit, but just to speed up the sanding. There we go. Grab a little bit of shape and grab a little bit of shavings. That usually removes any scratches, and polish it up a little bit. And that's quick and easy outside done. And just get a little better angle, and a little better angle here, so hopefully you can see. And in this portion, once the oil gets here, probably will be stunning bowl. And still have to hollow this out. And if you remember, I used this ball blank on a video on mortise and tenon, how to make those. As you can see, really lovely piece. Now I would be really thankful if you could do me a little favor and help me out here a little bit. Once these tools are finished, and once I have the website done and everything, like I said, I would do a nice promotion video on the final product, which you'll see nicely in that video. If you are interested in buying that tool, my signature tool, with the burnisher or without, I will see about that in the future. If you are interested in buying that tool, please send me an email. My email will be in a video description, or just leave a comment on this video, just so I have a rough idea, rough numbers for the first batch order from Crown, just so I know roughly what numbers to order. So just so I have a rough idea of how much order I should put on for the first batch of the pre-sale, pre-order. So again, I'm doing this the first time, and it's a big step for me, so just so I know the rough idea where I'm going with the numbers here. And again, the price and everything will be determined later, and you'll get notified about that as well, so in that promotion video. The moment you probably all waited up to this point is how to enter the giveaway for one of these shear scrapers. It's actually really simple, but before that, there was on my last giveaway a lot of scammers, and the way this works is I pay for the shipping, so wherever it needs to be sent, I'll pay for the shipping, and the tool for you is free, so you don't pay, or the winner don't pay anything. On my last giveaway, like I said, there were a few scammers sending emails pretending to be my email, or pretending to be my account, or my comments, saying that you won but you have to pay for the shipping. None of that is true. I don't email the winner. So once I publish a video on announcing the winner, the winner email me, and then we sort out all the details, like on the last giveaway. So now again, please do not fall for the scammers. I'll pay for the shipping and the tool is free for you. So, and once the winner is picked, you email me. So to enter the giveaway itself, all you have to do is two things. Leave a comment under this video, and only this video, none other. So only under this video you leave a comment, and in the comment you please tell me if you would like a raw scraper straight from the package, or if you would like me, like in this video I've shown, I could prepare it for you. So polish the top, the bottom, and put a fresh burr on. So that's only two things that you have to do to win one of these scrapers. And just to note this one more time, for the winner, this tool is free, completely free, so doesn't have to pay the shipping or the tool itself. So once again, to enter the giveaway, just leave a comment saying if you would like a raw scraper or finessed scraper. So once again, thank you all for your support, for everything. Thank you very much. And again, this is a very emotional thing for me, as I'm only a little guy from Croatia that turns wood, and to have all these great companies like Crown or Vicmark to support my work, to support my videos, and on my journey to pass on the knowledge that I have. It's a really big deal for me, and none of this would be possible without you. So once again, thank you, and I hope in the future we'll do much bigger giveaways. And again, thank you very much, and please do not fall for the scammers. The tool for the winner is free and the shipping is free. So leave a comment under this video to enter the giveaway, and next video will be announcing the winner. So make sure you watch that video as well. You never know, it could be you. So thank you, and see you in the next video.